Welcome. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to use work orders on the web of Dalux FM. First, let's take a look at the work orders module. First, we can see a list of work orders within my inbox. That's the work orders that has been assigned to me as a person in the system. Underneath, I can see my team's inbox. That's the work orders that have been assigned to my team. Above, you can see all work orders within the parts of the system that you have access to. To create a work order, click Create and select Work Order. First, we're going to name our work order. Let's say that we have a door that's broken, so we'll call it Fix Door. We can set a status already, or we can leave this for now. We can select a template. The template decides which fields are within our work orders that we can fill out. We're going to get back to that in a while. Now we can add a description. We can add an image. And then we can place our work order. There's several ways to place it. We can either have it without a placement, select a building from the list of buildings within the system, like so. And if that building has floors on it, we can click Place on Floor and then place it within a room, like so. So now we've placed it in a building, on a floor, and inside a room. We can add a placement description, or we can place it another way. So let's for now remove the building and say that we want to place it on a map instead. Then we can select anywhere on the map, like so, and then those GPS coordinates will be assigned to the work order. We can also place it on an asset by selecting one on the list and clicking Select. Then the asset holds the placement information and assigns that to the work order. But for now, let's keep it on the building. And then place it on a floor, like before. We can add a reporter if we use the help desk system. We can add a reporter if we want to notify a person, just like if this work order was coming from a help desk ticket. All work orders has to have a team and a responsible person within that team assigned to it. So we can select the team and then the person responsible within that team. If we have service contracts or suppliers, this is where we can add those and then send out our work orders to them. If we use the supplier portal, that means that they will receive the work order and can finish it within the system, and can finish it, handle it, and communicate with us as the client through the Dalux system. We have to set a deadline and then a duration of the work order. The duration is what sets whether or not the job can be done within the time frame from now till the deadline. In the Economy tab, we can set expected cost. We can use the calculator for this, where we can add lines, amounts, and units to calculate the expected cost. If we use budgeting, we can add accounts or project plans to this work order. And that is where this amount will be reserved from if we do so. In the Miscellaneous tab, we can set a priority of the work order, a work order type, which can be user-defined as well as the priority. In the setup, we're going to take a look at that later. But for now, let's call it mitigating. We can add if it's statutory or warranty related. We can add notifications so that users both in and outside the system can get notifications when this work order is changed or finished. At the bottom, we have 3 boxes here in this case with user-defined fields. Everything from this line and down is user-defined in this system and will look different in yours. Here we can decide what kind of fields we want on this type of work order. Now these fields have been set to be default, so when we go up in the top, we can see our template is standard, and that's why we have those user-defined fields for this work order. If I change this to one I have made that's called special and go back, we can now see that we have another selection with more fields to choose from. It is up to you to decide what fields you need to handle certain work orders with the work order templates. For now, let's click Create and find our work order. And here we can see that now we have the placement of the work order and everything is set up just like we did before. In the bottom, we can see the history of the work order. So if we change anything, this will be where it's going to be documented. Now that the work order has been created, I can click the plus symbol here and add notes, documents, reporters, invoices, notifications, checklists, and create tickets. To see more about checklists and invoices, go to the separate videos for budget and checklists, also found in the Help Center. What we could do right now was to add a note where we can select if it's for all or just internal. I can add files, time registrations, and descriptions. And when I click Save, it's going to be added to the history of the work order. Same goes if I at some point wish to select another person as the responsible. I can do that. Click Save. And when I open my work order again, I can then see that it has been moved from one person to another. That's how I can always see where my work order has been and what has been performed inside the work order. When we're doing the work order, we can set it as in progress, like so. And when we're done with it, we can put it inside of complete, close, and click Save. By default, when we save it and close it, we can add a comment, time, and then click Save. Now we've completed our work order. We can always reopen if something else comes up, and we can see the entire history down in the bottom. If we want to multi-edit several work orders, we can do that as well over here on the list view by selecting more of them, and then we can change status and assign to a different person whilst adding a note. We can also search out different work orders, for instance by looking at what building they belong to, by filtering out and then maybe selecting a chart like so, and then we can see where our work orders are placed. That's just one way of seeing. We also have the possibility to see everything as a calendar, where we can see our work orders placed out here. And if we wish to move one and move the deadline, we can just drag and drop like so. That's all for this video. See you again next time.